This week, we travel to the political hotbed of Uttar Pradesh, Amethi. Better known as a seat of power of the Nehru-Gandhi political dynasty.
This week on Politics Uncut, I am in one of the most talked about constituencies in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, the constituency of Amethi in the state of UP. Come and join me as we take a behind-the-scenes look at one of the women in this race, a woman running in competition with two men. Join me as we go behind the scenes with Smriti Irani and take a look at some of her challenges, struggles, and sacrifices that she's made to vie in this race. A former model, a Miss India contestant, and a popular television actress, her rise in the party has been quick. Smriti has gone on to serve as the Vice President of BJP's National Executive and as an MP of the Rajya Sabha from the state of Gujarat.
कार्यकर्ताओं का जोश देख रही हूं, वो इस बात का संकेत दे रहा है कि गढ़ में नौजवानों ने सेंध लगाई है.
Already having one loss under her belt, she is faced with the biggest challenge of her lifetime. Contesting against Rahul Gandhi in his family bastion. And I am here to decode the woman behind the politician. As her rally comes to a close, I meet up with her as she is en route to her next campaign stop, a road show.
It's part of the road show. Yes, we'll reach you there. But in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, she is working from morning to night to try to win this Congress stronghold in Amethi. And I am here with her at her rally, which has drawn tons and tons of supporters and volunteers as she tries day in and day out to win this contest.
Her hour-long roadshow attempts to utilize every minute in a campaign battle, which is difficult. Loudspeaker and drums rolling, Smriti climbs atop her open-hooded Jeep with her supporters cheering on. As she finishes up her campaign speech, I get some time for a quick chat. How do you feel after working so many hours? I think you've been working for the last few months in this campaign.
Well, my day is not over yet. We get over at 2 in the night, and I start again at 5 in the morning. The only thing that propels me forward is the fact that Narendra Modi is going to be the Prime Minister of our country. And I think the fact that his success is defined by his own perseverance and hard work is something which is extremely inspirational for people like me, who are myself self-made.
And what do you find in Mr. Modi as a woman, what do you find some of the greatest qualities in him?
I think that he's a decisive leader. He's a leader who does not make empty promises. He's a leader who believes in time-bound delivery on promises. And I'm of the opinion that given the kind of work that I've seen him do in the organization, there are many women who have been supported and given wider roles and bigger roles in the organization. And he's carved a niche for many women leaders also in the country.
You're self-made, you know, you have had a very interesting career, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. But just for now, what do you think the biggest challenge for women wanting to go into politics is? You've been the youngest woman in Rajya Sabha.
I've never seen the challenge. I think people there's a perception created that there is a challenge, and that perception is created to keep good people out of politics. And I'm of the opinion, I've been in politics for now over a decade now, and I'm of the opinion I've never faced any challenges myself. And I don't think that Indian politics per se presents that kind of challenges in terms of gender. Yes, the entry level issue is an issue, but I was assisted because of reservation within the party structure, which is also one of the leading examples as to why we are pushing for reservation in Parliament. So given that kind of an environment where I'm being made a part of the decision-making process, I've never seriously faced a challenge.
You have been the president of the women's wing of the BJP. You've served as vice president on the national executive. You started your career way back in 2003. You've run one election. What has this experience been like? Do you think that there's a voice for women, not only in Amity but in India as well?
Well, I've been quite fortunate that I was elected to the upper house of Parliament. One of the youngest ever, in fact the youngest ever woman to be elected to the upper house in the history of India. That history was made because Narendra Modi chose it to be made. And I'm of the opinion that in our political scenario, more and more women are coming out because people want women leaders. People want women to really lead from grassroots level all the way up to Parliament. And I think as a woman, that's a very encouraging sign.
Do you believe that there should be a reservation system for women wanting to
I
get
think
into politics?
reservation gives us a viable entry option. It is giving us a playing level field. It is not a handicapped crutch that we use. Any field which has given an equal platform to men and women. Women have outshone men in many of those fields. In the Indian media is one such example. But Indian politics, unfortunately, has never had that level playing field. So reservation per se is an affirmative action that helps us make the field level for women.
So you believe that Mr. Modi and the BJP should have reservation for women wanting to
Well,
run a
Mr.
political...
Modi, in fact, upped the reservation from 33% to 50% in Gujarat. Unfortunately, the Congress Party did not allow it through the acts of the governor in the state. So, from his own legislative efforts, one is seen that he has initiated and ensured that women get an equal opportunity in the decision-making process, which is very important. Just not put forth women leadership as a symbolic gesture, but actually make them a part of the decision-making process.
Two last questions, because you have a lot of enthusiastic supporters. This show is being aired all over the world. It's a behind-the-scenes look, you know, at the lives of politicians, some of the struggles and the sacrifices. What message would you give to young women throughout the world? You've had a great journey so far. What message would you give to young
Well, on the
aspiring
16th of May, the largest democracy in the world will elect a Prime Minister who was born in a very, very humble village, who actually had a lot of struggle in terms of his own economic emancipation. Actually was reduced to selling tea at a railway station, at a railway juncture. And the minimum wage in Europe, he earned way below that. And for my nation and my democracy, to bring forth the prospect of such a man becoming a Prime Minister signifies that India is poised to take off into the into a generation of politics where people from simpler backgrounds, people from poor families can actually aim for the highest office in the country.
Smriti has seen some tough times growing up in Delhi. The eldest of three sisters, she has worked hard to move up the ladder.
You had a great journey as well. I mean, I was reading a story about how you borrowed 2 lakhs from your father for a Miss India pageant. You went to apply for a job at Jet Airways.
Got rejected.
Yes, and then you went off to work at McDonald's. So
I'm grateful to everybody who rejected me for a job. I'm also grateful for my stint in McDonald's where I had to wash a few dirty trays and swap.
So what's your favorite meal at McDonald's?
My favorite thing to take away from McDonald's, very honestly, was my salary check.
You like cheeseburgers, hamburgers? What do you like? French
Just
fries?
my check.
Just your check, okay. One last question. What is your message to young people of the nation?
We as a nation are extremely blessed that we have a very responsible young generation. A young generation that does not believe in the Mai-Baap culture as we call it. A young generation that believes that through hard work one can carve a niche for themselves in the world. A young generation that does not want to be doled out things but wants to struggle for success.
They say, sir, that you're, just speaking to you very quickly, I know you have to go to another event. They say that you're the next Sushma Swaraj in the making after seeing all these great accomplishments and achievements that you've had.
There's only one Sushma Swaraj,
yes,
and there'll only be one Smriti Irani.
You've done a great job and you have a great number of supporters. This was Smriti Irani. Just had a chance to chat with her for her next event.